Hey bro, look at your friend's better half.
Bro, I think you must try proving the earth is flat. Because you have better chance there. Because she's way out of your league.
Yeah, I know it. But I can try.
Humans are weird. The moment we know we can't have something, it becomes a must-have. The more you chase after it, the further it runs away, and you end up falling in a hole of failures, disappointment, self-doubt, and regret. You must know that the more you desire uncontrollably, the more you show your uncontrollable emotions, the weaker you seem. And guess what happens to weak people? The vultures in this world will snatch out everything from you.
Disappointment? Vultures? Why is it sounding familiar? Oh yeah, it's my love life. Is there any emergency exit in this hole?
Yes, Robert Greene has suggested a solution in his book. So let's start exploring it, starting with a historical case study of America versus Pancho Villa.
Oh crap. Now you won't tell us what that solution is till the end of this video. You only want to milk the watch time. Yeah, I know this cheap YouTube trick.
If you are so desperate and can't have patience, then buckle up to hear that solution. And the solution is ignore. In place of being desperate to pick that book and letting his emotion win him. He could have ignored that book for a while, reached his destination, and returned to pick that book. Remember, you choose to let things bother you. You can just as easily choose not to notice it, consider the matter trivial and unworthy of your interest. That is the powerful move. It's like a bully who needs your attention to feel powerful. But if you ignore him, you then take away his power over you. Even in your girl problem, if you had ignored her, she would have died for your attention.
So next time my crush texts me, I'm gonna hit her with a solid scene. But how does ignoring work?
It's like when you ignore pizza on a diet, now that pizza is like,
why am I not the center of attention anymore?
Now, in place of pizza, keep that person you ignored. You will get the same response. When they don't get your attention, they too get irritated. And they may show their irritation in two possible ways. First, they might want to possess you. Congrats! You have successfully completed the first step of seduction. And second, they may want to hurt you. Congrats! You have unsettled them.
They want to hurt me? And instead of calling 911, you are saying congrats?
Ah, my dramatic leaf. I said congrats because when people get irritated, they can't control their emotion. Now you can do the controlling for them.
Oh, but what about America versus something Villa?
Oh yeah, America made a mistake which led it to a bigger problem. Let's now go on that part.
Stop, Elaine. I am intelligent enough to guess what that mistake is. Surely America didn't ignore, so why would I be interested to hear that part?
Because incomplete knowledge is more dangerous than no knowledge. Only knowing to ignore is not enough. You should know what happens if we don't ignore. You should also know two areas where you can use this ignore strategy.
If that's the case, I'm all ears. What happened to America?
Everyone loved Pancho Villa because he used to rob trains and give that money to the poor. But everything turned around in March of 1916. During a raid, Pancho Villa killed 17 American soldiers and civilians. For a power as large as the United States, this sent the worst kind of signal. Woodrow Wilson, the President of America, announced a venture called Punitive Expedition, consisting 10,000 armies. Everyone was biting their nails to witness whether America could really prove its power or not. So, to save America's dignity, armies started their search. They searched every mountain, every village, and even offered a $50,000 reward. But nothing worked.
Just think, it cost your government $130 million. I took them over rough, hilly country, sometimes for 50 miles at a stretch. They had no water. They had nothing but the sun and mosquitoes. And nothing was gained.
That's what happens when we don't ignore problems. A minor annoyance became an international embarrassment for America. And it left Villa not only free, but more popular than ever.
But didn't Villa kill 17 Americans? Please don't say that America needed to ignore the matter, at least for humanity's sake.
Yes, but instead of declaring publicly, America could have politically aligned with Mexicans and won their trust first. Or it could also have organized a trap anticipating the next raid of Villa. Understand that if it's not possible to ignore your problems completely, then ignore publicly and conspire privately.
That means I have to just ignore, do nothing, and wait till the problem goes away, or till the world ends, whichever comes first.
No, ignoring isn't always about doing nothing. It's about choosing where to put your energy.
But what if America had succeeded in punishing Villa? In that case, would you recommend ignoring?
Yes, because even if you succeed in crushing the irritant, you create sympathy for the weaker side. When the big guy crushes the little guy, people always cry for that little one. Same happened when critics accused Franklin D. Roosevelt for wasting taxpayers' money in his dog. But Franklin played little guy trick here.
These Republican leaders have not been content with attacks on me, or on my wife, or on my sons. No, not content with that. They now include my little dog, Fala.
Congrats! You milked a lot of watch time.
Okay, fine. Let's now quickly learn those 2 bonus tips. First one is sour grapes approach. Do you remember that fox from our childhood fables who couldn't grab the grapes high in that tree? He used ignore strategy by saying,
I don't need these sour grapes.
So, if there is something you know you can't get anyhow, then in place of being sad about it, just ignore it as like this fox did, and focus on what you can attain.
Next time I will shout, "Sour girl!"
Second strategy. When you are attacked by an inferior, deflect people's attention by making it clear that the attack has not even registered. Do as Dane Gone did.
Elaine, I am Leif, not Google. So, how the hell am I supposed to know what that Dainagon did?
Dainagon Tsunehiro was invited by Japanese Emperor Go-Saiyan, and as he was not blind, he saw an antique but beautiful bowl. Seeing such a beauty, his heart pounded and shouted,
Go grab that damn bowl, dragon!
However, while he was lifting the bowl, the king was not happy at all, and Dainagon knew his life was now in danger.
It was indeed most clumsy of me to let it drop in this way, but there is not much harm done. It was impossible to tell how long this old Edo tea bowl could have lasted, as well as this is also not a thing of any public use. So, I think it is rather fortunate that it has broken thus.
This surprising response had an immediate effect. The emperor calmed down. So, when you make mistakes, in place of losing your control and making unrealistic excuses, just ignore that mistake and deflect people's attention.
Oh yeah, I got it now. My dear mom, this old idle tea bowl. Oh yeah, I got it now. 2 areas where we can use ignore strategy are dealing with people's and dealing with our mistakes.
Yes. Most small troubles will vanish on their own if you ignore them, but some will grow and fester unless you attend to them. Leaders of Renaissance Italy, too, made this mistake of completely ignoring Cesare Borgia when he was a young general in his father's army. By the time they noticed him, it was too late. The cub was now a lion, gobbling up chunks of Italy. So, for a quick summary, ignore your problems in public, but conspire it in private. Don't let your problems grow. Always monitor your opponent's position and deal with it before it's too late.
Yeah, ignore as husbands ignore their wife's call when they are busy at their late-night shifts. And you know what I mean by late-night shifts.
But don't ignore that red button, else you're gonna miss powerful insights.